Buenos dias, amigos, chicos, chicas. Me llamo Jade, or should I say, me llamo Jade, because we're in Argentina now, and dialects do be different in Spanish. Soy inglesa, vivo en Inglaterra. Tengo 22 años y en septiembre me voy a intercambio a Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires, here we come. So, I am moving to Buenos Aires in September for my final year of university. I literally can't believe it. It's gonna be my first time in Latin America. And honestly, when it comes to studying abroad, if you've been following me for a while, you would know that I've done this a few times before. I go to a wonderful university called Minerva, and I've been lucky enough to study in San Francisco, Seoul and Berlin over the last few years. I will admit, I have been a bit of a wreck this summer in terms of preparing for BA. I've just been focusing on other things, so I'm not as prepared as I could be. But I have learned a thing or two in preparing for studying abroad before, so I hope this video helps any of you who are studying abroad for the first time, thinking about it, and you're like, what do I do? How do I prepare? Let me tell you. Okay, but first, let's talk the bare minimum basics of setting up for study abroad, and that is documents. Documents and logistics. This is the bane of studying abroad. This is the sacrifice you make for future you to have an amazing time. In order to study abroad, you have to apply for a visa. This involves so much bureaucracy and paperwork, and going to the embassy, convincing them that you're not a suspicious person, going in there like a diplomatic queen, and returning with this gorgeous little stamp in your passport. My uni helped organize this, so I did this process in March, I want to say, but it can honestly take up to 6 months. You've just got to be organized. You've got to make sure your passport's up to date. You've got to have all your documents in line, especially with COVID. Make yourself a little folder or Notion page on your laptop and put all your essentials there. Next up in boring logistics, flight. Flight prices right now are mad, and I tried to book as early as possible, but I'm still paying like just an insane amount of money, but it's fine. I'm making peace with it. And one really easy way to get caught out is to book to the wrong airport. So check where is closest to your accommodation. And then also one of the biggest things about Argentina is they have such a fluctuating currency and really high inflation rates. I'm really not an economics queen. I don't understand economics that well, but I have been trying my best to read into this because it really affects exchange rates and how much money I can get. And like a logistical queen that I am, I found out that it is better to exchange cash than it is to get money out via credit card. You pay like double. So I'm gonna try and organize to take cash or like take out cash really soon and exchange it. Pro tips. You've also got to get your health insurance, your medical insurance. And when all that good stuff is ticked off, then we can get to the fun parts. Guys, Spanish is so hard. I don't know if you saw my video of me starting to learn Spanish about a month and a half ago. I was talking about how I was actually really unmotivated to learn Spanish. Normally, I love learning languages. I learned German before I went to Berlin. I love learning Dutch to reclaim my heritage. And generally, I believe it's so important to learn at least a bit of the language of a place that you're going to be living in, because it just enriches your whole experience. But yeah, Spanish, I really just had no motivation for. But now that it's been like 5 weeks of me learning, I can say I'm really starting to enjoy it more. I love the feeling when I can say a sentence fluidly and it just sounds so like blah, 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 like right on the tip of my tongue, like it just sounds hot. So every other day I have been doing a Lingoda course, which again, if you've been following me for a while, you would know I'm just obsessed with them. I think it's the best way to learn a language in order to actually speak it. It's for when you're serious about becoming conversational. This video is very kindly sponsored by them, and I just can't recommend them enough. So Lingoda is this amazing language learning platform where you have a class every day or every other day, depending on which course you choose, for 2 months. And that sounds intense, and it is in a good way, because damn, you just start speaking from day one. You have these really cute little online group classes with a native speaking teacher, anywhere from 2 to like 5 people in my experience. It can be people from all around the world, and you can take classes flexibly anytime during the day, which is so helpful for me and my hectic schedule. And it's amazing. You just have 1 hour on a different topic. They get you speaking, you do group exercises, there are loads of resources and activities. The teachers are so helpful. Every time that I say I'm moving to Argentina, they'll tell me like local cuisine, they'll give me recommendations, they'll tell me how Spanish sounds different there. I just can't recommend them enough. If you're looking to learn a language, you can use this code in order to get a little discount off of any Lingoda language sprint. What's really cool is that if you go to every class, you can actually get up to 100% of your money back, so it is definitely worth starting and just trying. Check out the link in my description to go be fluent. Sunflowers are my favorite flower, and now my absolute favorite word in Spanish is girasol. I just think it sounds so satisfying, girasol. And I learned that gira means turn and sol means sun, so it literally means turn to the sun, because sunflowers grow towards the sun. How satisfying is that? I love languages. I am currently making a list of all the major neighborhoods, districts, or should I say barrios in Buenos Aires. And I've got a big picture of the map in my Notion page, which I'm going to compare everything to. I'm just writing down little notes about the areas. I've been watching more vlogs of people there, so I've written down the areas so that I can start to compartmentalize where stuff is in the city, and also create a bit of a bucket list, like what I want to see, where I want to go. This is helpful when it comes to having conversations in Buenos Aires, like understanding what kind of stuff there is to do in the city, and also so I just feel a bit more informed, you know? I don't want to land and have absolutely no idea what sights there are to see. One other thing I'm starting to look at is volunteering opportunities in BA. Everywhere I've lived, I've found that accessing some kind of community there just enriches the experience so much, whether it's like joining a club, or I went to church with my friend in San Francisco and met some incredible people there. And in BA, I would love to do some kind of volunteering. And I put a little thing on Instagram for anyone who knew places I could volunteer at, and I've just got some wonderful ones through. So I'm gonna research those, put them in my Notion, and then when I get to BA, I can see what I want to do. There's one which is like in building projects, which sounds really interesting. One which is like leisure and sports clubs for locals. Another is helping teach English as a foreign language to young people. Very exciting. And one thing that I really want to do in BA is tango classes. I'm only there for 4 months and I'm really not much of a dancer, but if there's one thing that I want to try, it is Argentinian tango, so I need to get on that. I think one of the reasons I try and prepare so much before I go and study abroad is this constant feeling of FOMO while I'm there. Like knowing that I really don't have that much time to see everything. Knowing that as soon as I get into the city, I'm going to be overwhelmed with uni work, catching up with friends, trying to work out how the systems work, trying to figure out how to feed myself, like everything. So anything I can do now feels like a gift to future me to see as much as possible to make the most of the experience. Any tips and advice that you have for BA are so welcome. Also, I'm going to do my best to vlog it, but it is my final year of uni, so I'm kind of dreading the workload a little bit, but I'm gonna do my best, we'll see. I've also just been trying to spend as much time as possible with my family and friends here. I think university and in general growing up makes you appreciate your family so much more. I'm just really coming to think of my parents more as friends than guardians, and I just kind of love being here in a lot of ways because I have more freedom and independence to live how I want to live. I see them as much more full humans. I can't believe my brother's growing up. It's so bittersweet because I'm so proud of him, but I'm also like, oh, he's just my little baby, you know? It's crazy to me that he's doing his own thing. My final year of uni, I can't believe it, I really can't believe it. One of my main goals for this year is to be so present, to soak it all up, to not get too lost in hustle culture and workload of uni, and to just be with my friends, to enjoy all these new experiences, to revel in the fact that I get to live in a new place and explore this new city. Like, what an opportunity. I truly feel so grateful and I can't wait. Let's go to VA.